Peacemaker episode 6 has dropped on HBO Max this morning, so if you have not seen the new episode yet and are not caught up with the show, you might want to go do that, because this show is slowly and slowly winning me over, and it's heading in a direction that I really enjoy and I think is best for the show. And those first 3 episodes weren't really for me, and I was kind of contemplating whether or not if James Gunn going full James Gunn was right for DC, but he shows that he can have a good balance of James Gunn wackiness and James Gunn really good effing director. So does this episode stick the landing? Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hez Project. I'm John Ordalaza, and today we're diving deep into spoilers for episode 6 of Peacemaker. So the last episode, which I really did enjoy, so much so I learned all of the cast members' names in the show. So I know everyone's name: Hardcore, Economist, Adebayo, and Murn. Yeah, it took me a while, but it's there. It's in my memory now, so I know all their names. It was a really great episode, and it ended off kind of a cliffhanger, choppy cliffhanger episode. It was just a way that it was edited towards the end. It just made it seem like it was abruptly stopped, like a broadcast on live TV just stopped. But this episode, episode 6, picks up right where that one left off. In the street, pouring rain, Murn's looking down at Adebayo as she's struggling to grab her gun because she just found out that there was a butterfly living inside the head of Murn. And of course, the whole thing is about butterflies, stopping the butterflies because they're taking over, they're looking to take over Earth. Some alien invasion type shit. Like, this is a perfect concept for the mind of James Gunn. His wackiness and that ridiculously extraterrestrial concept just weaving itself together with him, it's awesome. And I'm seeing the full potential. Slowly and slowly, we're inching towards the full potential of the show Peacemaker. And in this episode, I think they really did it for me. I really enjoy this episode. It's not as jokey and filled with humor, injected with all the laughs like the other 5 are. This one is probably the best one in my opinion. So in the middle of the street, pouring rain, Murn's looking down at Adebayo, and it looks like he's about to kill her, but then Hardcore walks into frame, and she's not fazed at all that Adebayo is trying to reach for a gun to shoot Murn. So it's revealed that she already knows that there's a butterfly inside Murn, and it's revealed that Murn is one of the good butterflies, and he's trying to rebel against, like, the queen, the one that's trying to multiply and take over the actual Earth, you know? And then we get a really interesting and impactful scene between Murn and Adebayo when they're inside. He's explaining to her his backstory of, yeah, he did kill a body to take over, like, whoever this Murn person was, whoever he really was in real life, but he mentions this dude was a murderer. He killed people, so yeah, he was trying to pass it off that it wasn't that bad. But now this organism, because whether it's an alien or not, this organism now has to live with the past memories of like all the people that this host body killed, the original person that was in this body. He's got to live with all of those memories of all the people, all the innocent lives that this person has killed. And I don't know him, dude. It's just this actor, I don't know his name, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the actor who plays Murn in here, I think he's really great, and he finally got a chance to shine because he kind of just seemed like the straight man, like male version of Waller, but I don't know, just less engaging. Like, Waller is a really great character. I love her in the Suicide Squad films, but, you know, Murn had that vibe about him, but he wasn't really, you know, he wasn't super intimidating enough. After that glorious intro, we cut to a Peacemaker at a school with, like, little kids, probably like 3rd, 4th graders, and he's giving a speech, like, kind of like a Father Sunday, but he's not with anybody. He doesn't have a kid. It's apparently I believe he's the janitor from the first episode who witnessed him escaping jail, and I guess he's there for his daughter, and that was really funny. I love seeing John Cena in this role of Peacemaker, but just holding back all of his, you know, adult language in front of the kids. Like, he said effing instead of the full-on F word in front of them, and I just thought it was funny. Like, some of these kids were asking ridiculous questions, and he was calling on them when they were raising their hands, just saying these outlandish names. Like, he was just calling them by, like, weird nicknames, and dude, it had me dying laughing. I thought this whole thing was funny. Like, the Rubik's Cube winner of 2025. Oh my god, and this one really killed me though. So this little girl mentioned her mother who worked at Star Labs to Peacemaker, and like Chris recognizes the name. He says, oh yeah, I remember her. And the girl just says, I think it might be my real dad. And then Chris, his face just, his smile drops and he's like, what? So that was about the height of the comedy and the humor in this episode, which I have no problem with. I feel like the first 3 episodes just had a little bit too much of it, and they went kind of wacky with the humor. Like, people were just saying things, in my opinion, for the hell of it. And that's what kind of turned me off about it, because there's a lot of crazy, wacky, raunchy humor in these James Gunn's DC projects, especially in that Suicide Squad film and in this show. So I have no issue with it, but sometimes you can just go a little too far, and it just feels like it's reaching out of the show's grasp. It just feels like it's written on a piece of paper for someone to say, and it just, you hear it, and it kind of takes you out of the show a little bit. That's how I personally felt with those first 3 episodes, but I'm slowly seeing now that it's becoming a little bit more refined in these last few episodes, and I'm liking it. So now that the police have evidence on Chris that he committed this crime that was committed episodes ago, and now his father is free. Now his father gets to go home. He gets his buddy to come pick him up, and he's like, what are you gonna do when you get home? He's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna take a shower, get my little white dragon licked, and then I'm gonna go kill my son. And then we get one of my favorite scenes of the entire show. It's like this elongated sequence, actually, with Peacemaker and Vigilante. They're chilling at Chris's trailer, just talking to the butterfly. The butterfly makes like a peace sign out of the honey that Chris has been feeding him, and then they start to communicate with him. It's a very interesting and funny scene with the butterfly having to tap once for yes and twice for no, and they're just asking the most ridiculous questions. And I just love how Peacemaker John Cena can get all pissed off at Vigilante for just the smallest little things, dude. It makes me laugh so much. I love the pairing of these two, man. They just work well together. Their chemistry on screen works, and I would not be surprised if they renew this for a 2nd season, because the core aspect of this show is these two. And of course the agents, which I do think work well, bouncing back and forth with John Cena's character. And it works, dude. There's a lot of material here for a 2nd season. I just don't know if they're gonna go down that route. They might, but I can see it just based off of the relationships alone with the main cast. There is potential. The police then roll up right outside the trailer, and then they get a phone call from Murn. Murn says, you gotta get out there, dude. Police are on their way, but they're already there. So it's this really cool scene of Peacemaker and Vigilante trying to escape with the butterfly in the jar, so they want to interrogate it and get more questions out of what's happening with the butterflies. Then they escape on top of the trailer. I still can't believe that nobody saw them, though. Sure, yeah, they're hiding behind these giant leafy branches above the trailer, but dude, like, Peacemaker's a walking target. He's wearing bright red and white pants. Vigilante falls out of the tree, crushes the jar that the butterfly was in, and the butterfly goes straight into that main police lady's face, the detective, and it starts, taking over. She's bleeding out all over the place, and it takes over her whole body. This is how the butterflies do their thing. It's disturbing, dude. It looks like she's having a seizure. That's what everyone of the police force thinks happened, because that's what it looks like. She's literally laying there shaking as she's getting controlled by a freaking butterfly, an intergalactic butterfly. And then later on, this lady detective goes into the police station and infects all the other police officers and detectives with butterflies. Now the whole police force, even some inmates that were inside the jail cells of the police station, they were all infected with butterflies, and now they're all working together. Now there's this giant army of butterflies. Dude, it's about to go down in these last 2 episodes. I'm actually excited, dude. I was kind of underwhelmed with the first 3 episodes of this show, and I wasn't super looking forward to the rest of it, but now I'm kind of hooked. The ridiculousness has been balanced out with some really good storytelling and some really good dramatic elements, and I'm excited for it. There's 2 episodes left. Guys, let me know down below, what did you think about this new episode of Peacemaker? What is your most anticipated part that could be going down in the next 2 episodes? We got the white dragon lingering. He's about to hunt down Peacemaker. There was a conference on the news in the show about, like, the tall, slender looking detective guy. I think he became the sheriff in the show. He would put out like a hit on Peacemaker. Said anyone who sees Peacemaker, target him, kill him on sight or something. So now you got the giant infested butterfly police army going after Peacemaker and Vigilante. You got the White Dragon going after him. Who else? Who else is out there? Wild theory. I think there's got to be another Suicide Squad member that's going to come into the frame, right? There's got to be. That'd be so dope. Like, what if just out of the blue, freaking King Shark just hops in and saves Peacemaker? Like, that'd be awesome. or anybody else. Maybe, I forgot his name. The guy they were calling Cobra Kai in the last few episodes. Like, where has he been? I kind of miss where he'd been. Or unless they killed him. Guys, all I can say is I'm really excited for the last 2 episodes of Peacemaker. So leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And be sure to stick around because I'm currently covering the Book of Boba Fett as well. I've already reviewed the first 6 episodes. So if you have seen them and you want to hear my thoughts, go check those videos out. We have 1 episode left. The season or series finale probably is dropping next Wednesday. And dude, I was horribly wrong with my predictions on the last 2 episodes. I could not have predicted them going down 50% the way they actually did, but they did. I heard rumors about that. I just couldn't believe them until I saw them, and then I saw them. So literally this finale could be anything. And my mind is racing. I don't know where to go, where to predict. All I can do is just sit there and wait for Wednesday because I'm hyped for it, and I'm definitely hyped for these last 2 episodes of Peacemaker. And also, I'm currently doing a Batman movie review marathon. We're not done yet, guys. I already covered the 90s films, and now we're moving into the Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, the most legendary trilogy of them all, at least one of them, one of the most talked about trilogies. I'm really excited for it, and you guys can expect a review for Batman Begins tomorrow. So there's a lot of content coming to the channel, and as I always say, there is more to come.